This is my current flight sim setup, and I'm looking to upgrade it just a bit in aesthetics to look like this. So, in this video, I'm going to show you how I did it and give you some tips. Thanks. Okay, so I did some mock-ups, and this is kind of what I'm looking for, a rough idea. So I've got the fan here. It's going to be tilted back a little bit, pull this up. Extra control is going to be mounted somewhere in here, and then there'll be a piece that goes there, and then this is where the fourth monitor will go over on this wall. And that's what we're going to start with. Just going to wing it, go cut some lumber, and see what it looks like. Okay, it's off to the garage. So I'm setting up my workbench with some 1/2-inch plywood from the local store, transferring the measurements from the cardboard template, and I'm going to start cutting the boards out and see what it looks like. Now in Texas, we have an issue here in the summer where you get a couple of hours in the morning and then it gets just too hot out in the garage to work. It's over 100, so you got to work fast. So this is in fast, sped up motion. You'll notice here that I'm using just some regular tools and a circular saw that is a small one that works great on plywood. But as you're going to find out, has a neat trick. This saw, once it's done with one task, can turn into several other tools and basically be a whole drawer full of power tools all in one. I'm still using the circular component here, but now if you look carefully, I've now switched components to a jigsaw. And that's because this drill, as you can see in the top corner, comes off and all these other components. It's called Matrix by Black & Decker. Not being paid by them at all for this, but this is an amazing set of tools that I've had for several years and absolutely love them. So if you're ever looking for a compact kit of basic woodworking and drills and saws and stuff, go check it out. I'll put the link in below. Now I'm cutting the larger piece, and you're going to see me use a couple different tools. During this time, mainly using the small circular saw, but then I will switch to use, there I'm using the jigsaw, and later in the video you see me use the sander. Now about this time in my work, I really didn't want to put a lot of screws into this this build because I have bad luck with screws. They split the wood even if I pre-drill and that all. So I started to use a little bit of glue. Here I'm using glue as a back piece to hold the monitor in, and right now I'm working on the hole for the fan. It's just a big hole in the board so the fan can be mounted and blow air through. But I started to use wood and wood dowels to affix the standing legs for each of these boards, and it worked out pretty well. So that's coming up a little bit later. So this is just finishing up the main components, and then we'll get on to see how it looks. So now I'm starting to get things ready to use my dowels. So I'm going to change my drill again to from a sander to a drill. And now I'm going to drill the pilot holes for the dowels. And this little board is going to sit perpendicular to each of the templates and hold them up. That's the idea. And drill the pilot holes, and then there's a place where you can use it to mark where the other holes will go. Drill those, add some glue, and let them set. And this came out really well. I'm very happy. It's very strong, very simple solution, and I don't have exposed screws or nails that you can see. So I like that very much. Now when this is done, I'm going to bring the components in and test fit them, and just to see if I've got the sizing right and if I'm missing something before I bring the back out and do a final paint. So it was very important to me to do some test fitting. There's something really cool about just experimenting on your own, just trying things out, see if things work, learning how to do things, and knowing that maybe you'll change things down the road or have to start over. But here's the first test fit. This is the 3 panels with the fans installed, the monitor hole cut out for the monitor, and just looking to see how that all works, and made some modifications after that, and still thinking about how it all is going to fit together in the final assembly. So you see here, I've taken it out. I wasn't happy with some of the cuts, so I did some sanding and did some further cutting, and now I'm painting. The great thing about Texas is just set them outside for about 20 minutes and the paint will be dry. So I didn't have to wait long to be able to see how it looked all painted. And I had to shut the garage door during the painting just because the wind was blowing, and I didn't want it to blow paint around. So I shut the door briefly while I painted, then put it back up to get the breeze to blow through as much as possible. And this is the last of the 3 pieces being painted. And this last modification, this is actually done after the painting. I did another test install. This is for the panel switch that I recently purchased, and this will be a new component to try out with the flight simulator. So this is just cutting the hole and fitting the component in there. Total time to do this project, probably about 4 to 6 hours, taking a lot of breaks, but because of the heat and letting things dry, and probably measuring better would have cut the time, but at the same time I wasn't really sure which way I was going, so sort of learn as you go. But it was a lot of fun. So with this piece all mounted, I think, not quite yet. Just another little, there we go. And now with it all mounted, and now we're ready to put it all together. And you'll get a chance to see how it looks. Okay, here we are. I would pretty much call my V1 finished at this point, at least enough to be able to experiment with it and see what I like. So what I've added is these are hinged here and here to help more stability and portability, I guess, maybe. Third screen there, new control panel here, fan setting here with the fan control mounted down here. I don't know if you can see that, but fan control mounted down here. Speakers are mounted underneath. this power control unit here is still kind of loose. I'm thinking about putting a bracket on it and having it out here, actually, to clear up some space here. I think that might work well, but also give better visibility to the screen. But we will we'll experiment with it and see how it goes. The unit here, multi-function panel, came with a bracket. This is meant for, I believe, if you have a Logitech yoke, you can mount things to it or some other mounting thing. So didn't use that, but now I'm going to fly. I'll do another video on the type of flying that I do, but for now, I'll just say thanks for watching. Bye. Now, here's what it looks like at night with all the lights off. And
Traffic is 8 o'clock, 1 mile at 2,200 feet generated.